Marcel's going to give you some good ideas about where to look, but here's how we'd like you to think about your network. Most people will start off and say, well, I don't really have a good network, or I don't have a big network. That's what I hear a lot from clients. You have a network. Your network is your friends, your family, people you know, but it's not necessarily the people that you will get connected. They're not necessarily your target list, but it's the people beyond that network who you want to connect with. They're the ones who can help you make those connections. So you're not really thinking, does my current network, are they going to help me? It's really whether they know people. So let me give you an example. So the next slide. So here's an example. Amy wants to get to know more people in the social media marketing industry. And she wants that so she can get some advice for her job search and maybe learn about some opportunities. So Amy reaches out to her friend Bob, who's not in the industry at all, just to say, do you have any connections? Bob doesn't know anybody in the industry, but he does have some people he knows that might be helpful. So he introduces her to Alice and to John. And Alice doesn't work in the industry, but she's very networked. She's one of those sort of people connectors. And so, and then John is a job seek, somebody in the job market. Both John and Amy introduce Alice and John introduce Amy to 3 people. Someone who actually has the very job that Amy's interested in, an employer who hires people, who does social media, and a third is someone who works in the industry of marketing. And so she pursues those. Is that going to actually get her a job? We don't know. We have no idea, but we know that those connections are actually going to really help her in a big way. So this is an example of what the networking would look like. So next slide. So what we want you to do, we're going to start getting to the details about what, where you would look to network. But what we want you to do is to start thinking about taking action, okay? You don't know necessarily how networking is going to help you, but we do know statistically that most of you that are in the job search are going to find work through a networking pathway. We're not saying you shouldn't apply cold to positions, but we do know we want you to spend more time using the networking tool. The successful clients, and I know Marcel would agree with me, the successful clients that I've had and that she's had are the ones that actually get really busy and they create connections. And frankly, the ones that are less successful are the ones that spend time behind the computer and they apply, and they're really not networking. Also, one thing I wanted to share is that my successful clients are the ones who don't worry about not getting reply calls and they don't hear back. You're probably, when you reach out and start to network, you're going to hear back from everybody. There's a lot of people really busy that they aren't on LinkedIn. They don't reply to emails. That's okay. I often encourage people to reach out to people at least 2 or 3 times on an email before they give up on making that connection. There's a lot of people who just don't reply to email on the first try. So your mindset would need to sort of go into a space of realizing that you're just reaching out, you want to make a connection. You can use phrasing like, I'm looking for advice, or I'm looking for an opportunity to connect and learn more. It doesn't have to be, I'm looking for an opportunity to tell you about myself. And if you don't get a reply back, you don't get a reply back and you move on.